We are back with the Ice Team podcast. It is August, and we are actually back by popular demand. We could call it a special, I guess, because frankly, Matt, every time I post something on Clam about open water fishing, we get 20 to 80 likes.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I post the worst ice fishing photo, it quadruples.
Sure.
And it's August. So What does that mean? In the end of the day, we are Clam, we are ice fishing, and I think we need to kind of, tend to our ice fishing crowd a little bit.
I just thought it's because we're all hot and sweaty.
I mean,
and you throw that ice fishing pick up and everyone kind of feels good.
That's right. Actually, that was funny. I posted once and it was during I guess you could say a cold front in July, and it was went from 90 down to 70, and everyone's like, oh my God, I can feel it. I'm like, really? Okay.
I wore a vest a couple times last week.
You did?
In the boat.
Yeah.
It was 50 degrees when I got up.
I love it. So anyways, we're back here. This is the Clam warehouse. We're actually in one of our newer areas, I guess you could call it, formerly known as Will Call.
Yep.
Got a bunch of cool stuff. Basically, all of the products that we have in line, we have in here now. It's not open to the public, so you're going to have to see it through our eyes today. But we wanted to chat, I guess, new products because we actually just launched those live on the Clam website. And, the blood is flowing for ice. Like I said before, we are ice fishing, and our crowd loves the ice fishing talk. And guess what? It's all live. So
yeah. And some of the stuff I got to see last year and play with a little bit on the ice. Some of it I'm learning about as well. It's a great lineup. Everything on this table is pretty much new, and the stuff I haven't got to play with, I'm extremely excited for. Drew kind of gave me the Reader's Digest a little bit on some of this stuff, because like all of you, we're ice dorks. We live and breathe it outside of what we do for jobs. So this stuff intrigues me and gets me as excited as anyone else. So there's some cool stuff. I can see a lot of this, if not all of it, working itself into my arsenal this coming winter.
Absolutely. So before we dive too heavy into ice, Matt, how has the open water season been going for you?
It's been good. It's been a lot of phenomenal conversations. As many of you know, I went into full-time guiding again this year. So it's been, I've been on the water 106 trips this year already, and we're talking first part of August. It's been good. We're chasing bass, chasing walleyes, chasing panfish, doing whatever, predominantly in the Twin Cities area. And it's been great. A lot of people are getting out there having fun. I mean, we're seeing a lot of traffic on the water this year. Maybe a little bit of resurgence from the COVID era, right? Guys and gals are starting to get back into it some more. I do feel like we're seeing more traffic than normal. Which is great. Doesn't bother me one bit. But fishing's great.
I love this time of year. It seems like once you hit that mid-August point, it's almost like I think the better part of summer is behind us. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to those, cooler evenings, fall, which brings ice fishing and ice fishing talk. And honestly, state fair is coming up. We're not going to be there this year, but still, I just have the blood flowing for the next season. Yeah,
I would agree with you. I mean, you kind of get into August and it's still warm outside, right? It's still hot. There's some sticky days, but you can start to feel in some of the mornings. I mean, start to lose some of our light. You notice right away. My wife said right away, hey, it's darker earlier now, and it's darker later in the morning now, right? So that's going to naturally happen as we move into the fall period. But it does feel nice when you put a hoodie on.
It does.
Instead of starting the day at sunrise in shorts and a sun shirt and you're just sweating.
We were actually just eating lunch and we're talking football. So we're getting there. I guess the elephant in the room to some certain degree would be your position at Clam is changed.
Yeah.
Which for the better, honestly.
Yeah.
I always said, I'm like, Matt, you are at your core, you are the best guide that anyone could ever be, right? Which is awesome for you, and you've absolutely crushed it. But we are so lucky to have you on our pro staff still. Yeah. I feel like you just fell into your perfect position in life, and we are freaking thrilled. Yeah. Because we get to still do all this really cool stuff. Matt's going to be on the podcast. We'll see how we do with the podcast where it takes us. Yeah. But we're still going to be, have good synergy and everything and crush it for ice. Because in the end of the day, that's what we love. And we all got to find where we can all work together and, be the best we can. So
yeah, I mean, all the years I worked for Clam, call up behind a desk or a computer, 13 years, my main role was to manage the pro team, right? Yep. The guys and gals out there doing it every day. And I never ever lost touch with that. I still guided a lot when I was here. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see a big part of my heart was always stuck in that capacity. So naturally, over the last year or so, just made sense to go back into full-time guiding and promoting, and I love it. And I still get to do some cool stuff like this, see some cool people, meet some new people in the other side of the fence. It's kind of funny because now I'm kind of on that other side of the fence a bit, and it's really cool to see it because for 13 years I was over here through this scope,
filtered,
and now I'm on that side, and now I can give Drew a hard time, right? I don't need to work next to him as much. I can be the guy being a gnat in his ear. So,
well, it's a good thing, man. I always knew, like, whenever I'd walk by your office, I'm like, if it's like Friday at like 4:00, like Matt probably wants to be in the boat.
Friday at like 4 a.m.
Exactly.
Or Tuesday.
So we still Thursday. Get to work with the best of our abilities together, like what we do best. But at the same time, like I said before, like you're put on this earth to guide people, Matt.
Yep.
Honestly,
educate.
Yes, like that is what you are the best at, and you're crushing it. So it's a good deal, everyone. And we can't replace you. It's impossible. We're just working through everything we can, and we have a great team here at Clam. We got great people, awesome pro staff, and we're gonna crush it. Yeah. So
I mean, you could perform a little less over the weekends when we have tournaments against each other.
Well,
that'd be nice to not get my butt whooped by you.
Well,
like we did
I did
this
have
last Saturday,
I had a home field advantage. I will say I had home field advantage, and I didn't have 3 of my kids in the boat. So
I had 3 of my kids in the boat, and the 4th one in another boat.
He did, but he was sleeping.
He was sleeping
for a while. We had a little friendly bass tournament up north, and again, this is what we do. We don't just fake it. We're not faking that we love fishing. Like we do it all year round in these walls, outside the walls. We made a little bass tournament. It's all good fun. Now, because of that, and I had home field advantage and won, Matt's going to host his own on his cabin lake. Because more years than not, I have won, and honestly, I feel like I need to be the visitor to get my butt whooped. Matt did win last year, which was super cool, but again, I need my butt whooped. I need to
I don't know. We'll see what happens. You'll do just fine.
I do have a Ranger boat now.
Yeah.
Legends, one at a time.
Yeah. Yes. Whatever. Although I did think it was funny, not to get off topic, but on Saturday, there should have been like a Lund contingency.
Dude,
half
there
the field was
4 Pro V
boats.
basses.
Yeah. It was impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
3 not brand new, but like the one, if you see a 20-foot Pro V bass, we had 3 of those, what you think they would be. And then we had one that was probably like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Old 2-stroke Johnson.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And then I think that was all the Lunds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You usually have one.
I usually have my Tiller Lund, but got a bigger family now. I want to go fast, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
So we got the Ranger, which was awesome. Honestly, side note, I think for fishing in like 2025 with how I do it and how a lot of people are doing it with live scope, like a small fiberglass bass boat is killer.
Yeah.
Because I can get around all these lakes. I'm not fishing Mille Lacs all that often unless it's a really nice day, but for the lakes I fish and how I like to fish at the front of the boat, it's heavy, it's low to the water, the wind's not blowing me around.
Yeah.
Get places fast. It's been a huge upgrade.
Yeah. Looks good on the water too. I got to see it out there.
Yeah.
And it worked. So obviously
it worked. I've tried to break it a couple times with stupidity, but it's still kicking. 2-stroke Merc, baby.
Yes.
Not in the 4-stroke crowd yet, but that's just how I am. All right. So to why we're here, we're talking ice fishing products. We kind of have it all spread out around the table. I'll be working around here grabbing stuff, but let's start out, Matt, with a few not entirely new, but will be new to people still this year because we sold out of them so fast last year. Let's talk about the Clam Live system.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, because I know you used it a lot last year.
How much room do I have here to move?
Just bring it all, or bring the pieces over here. We're pretty low key here. Hand me that, and then we have the shuttle as well. So let's talk about the shuttle first. I feel like that's a pretty integral part to your electronics.
I had a chance to run these hard last winter. Like I said, going back into full-time guiding, I relied on my forward-facing sonar a lot in the ice. So I ran all of the Clam pieces. I ran the arm, the pole, the shuttle, the soft-sided bag.
Yes.
The soft
I'll go grab
cover
that right
for
now.
my deucer. I kind of relied on all those pieces. And the first thing I noticed is when I went to rig it, I'll be honest, when you first look at it, you see a handful of cords sitting here, and it might give you some anxiety. It's about as easy as it gets. The instructions are Actually, even probably more than you need. It's pretty self-explanatory, plug and play, which was one of the coolest features of this. You take these 4 screws off, take the top off, put my amp battery in there. I literally just plug it in, and you go. You're not overthinking this. So Clam took the initiative to basically pre-wire all of this. Super nice, super simple, super rugged, super durable. It's relatively compact. It's got a power switch in the front, on and off switch. It's got USB port. It's got a 12 volt if you want that. And this right here in front, for those of you watching, this is just how you plug it in to charge it, which I think is neat. I'm not going into the back of this unit. Most lithium batteries have a dock system just like this that comes with it on the charging apparatus. All I do is plug it in after a day of fishing, hands-free, away I go. Biggest takeaway, other than it just being durable, is I'm always trying to downsize and compact and be as efficient as possible. When all of your stuff, I run an active target, but whether you run Garmin, Humminbird, it doesn't really matter. It all works. It's very nice and neat and lightweight. I can just grab it and go. It's not cumbersome.
Nothing extra.
Super
on it.
clean. And that pole, I love it. If you run our net system at Clam, you're familiar with this pole system. It's got the extendable handle just like on the Fortis Net series. And again, it just feels rugged and tough and durable, and it works.
Which it is. It's not the lightest pole on the market, which to me, from working at Clam right away, because what happens is the engineers, they spend a lot of time on these things, and then they bring it to the rest of the team, see how it all works. And I was like, man, I like to be lightweight on the ice,
Yeah.
And then I had a Lake Winnipeg trip.
Yep.
So I was running just a standard live scope pole, no big deal. And then we had to go to Winnipeg, and I was like, well, there's at least 3 feet of ice. Like when you're at Winnipeg, you just throw your stuff in the back of the truck and hope for the best. And I was like, this is the time where I'm going to need this pole. And it performed flawlessly. There is a bearing inside the bottom here, which that surprisingly to myself, again, didn't get iced up by any means. We're not we're not submerging these things in the water and letting them freeze, but they're still getting abused.
I've tried several times.
Yeah, Matt tries, his kids try, whatever. But the cool thing about it, like we said, is it's just darn tough.
Yeah.
Just buy it. It'll be the last one you'll probably need for ice fishing, and you're good.
Yeah. I mean, I put that thing through 69 days on the ice last year, through a lot of abuse. I know I froze it up extremely hard. Last winter we had a lot of cold days, below zero.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'll be the devil's advocate. At first I was concerned I was going to have some problems with it, and I ran it hard, and will absolutely be the one I run this year too.
So we're kind of in the same boat. We're just like, will it work?
Done.
And then you use it, and it worked. And you're like, okay, that's all I need as an ice fisherman is stuff to work and not break, right?
Yeah.
And be simple.
Yeah.
Shuttle, as far as shuttle goes, pretty darn simple. None of the extra stuff you probably don't need. Like for most ice fishermen, it just gets the job done. And then, like you mentioned before, Matt, here's the bag. I know you were running the bag, correct?
Yep. All packs into this bag. I grab the top handles, I go. It's super neat. The front opens up. I can literally plug it in and play. But then I can zip it shut if I'm transporting by machine and everything's sitting in the back sled.
Yeah, it keeps slush off your screen, your black box, whatever. Yeah. If you're gonna set it down in some slushy, maybe it's one of those days where it's totally slick glass out there, kind of melting. I'd rather have my unit in a bag. I just don't need my battery getting wet or slopped around.
Dude, I run an ice fishing circuit. Many of you heard of it, the Ultimate Panfish League, right? And so many of those teams have just exposed units. And
it's scary, man.
And I've had more often than not, I've talked to teams throughout the season that have problems with their active target, their Garmin Live Scope, their Humminbird Live, whatever it is. Cords freezing up, this and that. It's just an exposed system. That's me knocking on wood. This is wood. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, we got nice stuff, man.
I didn't have one issue with mine last year at all. I didn't have an issue with powering up. I didn't have an issue with something freezing, cords not working, unit not turning on, not one thing. And that thing was literally on the ice every single day. Some days through HELL and back, right? Trying to literally get on and off the ice. And I think some of that's a testament to keeping it safe and sound. Like I'm a big believer in just keeping my stuff out of the elements as much as possible. Now there's times it has to be. It's got to be open. It's got to be out there. It's got to take some of the abuse. But just running and gunning, I think, with an exposed system, if that's your style, you're going to risk a little bit of problems down the road where, like you said, you throw it in this trusty bag. Yeah. And I just throw it in the bed of the truck and go.
You spend this much money on the stuff and the electronics, you might as well, take care of it.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
And these are accessories. These don't come, we don't have bundles, so to speak, with the Garmin or Lowrance, but if you do have a active target on your boat and you want to use it for ice, it is possible with the accessories from Lowrance or Garmin or Humminbird to rig it up on one of these units.
Yep.
So,
and if you have questions, reach out to customer service team. I mean, they can walk you through. They've seen it all, so there might be a different bracket depending on your transducer, right?
Yeah.
It's all accessible. We've pretty much rigged everything we can on one of these arms for the most part. Now, if you got something from 1972 and you want to try to run sonar, don't know. But generally speaking, if you're in the modern age of ice fishing and you have electronics that want to work with this, you're going to be just fine. Another thing about this too that I saw a lot of anglers use, if you're not doing the forward-facing sonar thing, I saw a lot of anglers run GPS on this inside a soft bag, and then there's their portable GPS unit that they use on a regular basis too. So don't feel like this is specifically designed to go with that pole system. I did see a lot of anglers this last year run their flasher, their LCD screen, their GPS, whatever it might be. I saw an underwater camera on one of these. Yeah. So there's a lot of ways you can use this shuttle and then tap into all the functionality of the front so you can have the most efficient system. So that is cool. I'm glad you called that one out because a lot of guys and gals didn't get a chance to jump on these because they sold out quick last year.
Yep.
Was probably one of my favorite items to the lineup last season.
There you go. Shuttle. If you're not looking to get something, completely groundbreaking for your ice fishing arsenal, but just looking to upgrade, Shuttle, the Clam Live system is probably like the number one thing to do.
Agreed.
Okay, so another item that was out last year, which you got to use a lot, was the Spooler Elite. This is the combo, but let's talk about the reel.
Yeah, anyone that knows me knows I'm a huge fan of the Spooler Elite. I think inline reels do so much for us as ice anglers, right? It slows us down, forces us to, this is a line stripper. This isn't a push a button, let it free fall down, whatever. You're going to pull it up by hand. It's pretty efficient, even in relatively deeper water. But this allows me to really slow down how I'm fishing a water column. That's attribute number one. No line twist. The line comes up straight and clean. It's not coiling off a spinning reel. So if I'm really going to get down and dirty for, let's say, crappies, bluegills, finicky perch, this is nice. I can pull it out. That bait's going to fall straight down. I'm not getting the spinning effect as much. So it definitely comes into play. This is a 2-3-to-1 pickup. A lot of inline reels are 1-to-1, meaning when I rotate this one rotation, I got one rotation of line. Every time I rotate this one time, 2.3 diameters come in. So for all you math guys and gals, I think that made a lot of sense. If not, sorry, but I think you get my point. It comes in faster than a 1-to-1. It has a really smooth drag system. So this is one of the upgrades that was made to this a couple years ago when this came out, is the drag system's a lot smoother for fighting fish, for landing fish. Nice paddle handle. And one really cool thing that I think is underappreciated, the arbor size on this.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of anglers in the past, when you ran the Spooler Elite Generation 1, still great. So if you have one, don't throw it in the garbage by all means. We'd have to put a bunch of backing on there to kind of increase the arbor of that so that the line did more. Now the arbor's increased. So you can just get right down and dirty with your main line on here. So many great upgrades, some new color options, super clean, super neat. I run these on a vast majority of my panfish rods.
Yeah, the arbor size, I'm glad you called that out because, like you said before you're putting on so much backing, it's like you'd almost get like 10-pound mono and just load that sucker up, right? Well, now with it being bigger, I know the Holmgrens, for example, they were running like 1 or 2 pound fluoro, and you actually couldn't even tell they had line on there if you were to look at it, because when you're ice fishing, I'm not putting 100 yards of line out there.
Right.
Like if I'm going to Red Lake or something, like I need like 60 feet.
Yeah.
So you can be more efficient with your line. Maybe you want to change line more than once throughout the season, but don't want to be buying, 100-yard spool each time. You can do that with that bigger arbor size. It's a lot easier. You're not messing with that backing. Yep. So, but overall, the Spooler Elite, there's a reason it's been around for so long and hasn't had that many improvements, is because it's that good of a product.
Yep. And fan favorite for sure.
It's a fan favorite. It's unique. I think The Godfather had some major input on this at one point.
Yep.
Imagine that, right?
Yep.
It kicks butt. It's if you're into pan fishing and you want to up your game, Spooler Elite's like probably the number one thing you should do.
And this is also an item that I know generally sells out every year. So
Yeah.
if you're waiting until January to maybe get your hands on one of these, this isn't a sales pitch at all. This is just the truth. Maybe grab one. Because a lot of guys and gals go into stores in January after the holidays and really start to think ice fishing because maybe their region has ice forming at that time. Might be too late to
just
gobble
get
up
online
these.
and order one, people.
They're
I
sweet.
will, for the newer generation of angler where you're scoping these fish, I know on Mille Lacs, the perch last year, like you had to get your line down probably like 25, 30 feet in some spots fast. You can actually strip the line out and sink your jig faster than opening a bail, because when you're opening the bail, your jig still has to pull your line through all of your guides. It's probably curled up a little bit, then down. I am literally pushing that line down the hole as fast as it can sink, and then the 2-3-to-1 ratio, reeling up fast because these fish are moving, and you got to reel up and run to the next hole and drop down. I don't think anything is more efficient than that.
No.
Not that I know
agree.
at least, so... If there is something, let us know. But as far as I'm concerned, that's kind of the pinnacle of reels.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take that away. Now let's start talking some new stuff. How about improved stuff? Rechargeable hand warmer.
Ooh.
These were out last year. I mean, we're not the first company to make a rechargeable hand warmer by any means, but for ice fishing, like it's cold outside and sometimes gloves just aren't enough for people. I know my wife, Sarah, like if I take her ice fishing, she'd be like, give me that rechargeable hand warmer. We got more settings on it. I think we have like an Inferno setting on it or something that just, it's kind of hot.
Tans your hands?
Yeah. Tom Walter was telling us about it. It's like a special code almost you have to punch in, but that thing will get piping hot. You can charge your phone. It's got a light on it. If you had the last version of the Clam rechargeable hand warmer, we basically just took it and upgraded it. I know a lot of people, this is like a stocking stuffer. Because, like I might not go buy it, but I can guarantee you if I get it for Christmas, it's going to make its way on the ice for me. So,
and this is another thing, again, not to be sales pitchy, I got frustrated with last year because I couldn't find one, and I worked for the company.
Yeah, same.
I got through the holidays. I think I gifted a few. I wanted to get a couple more to have. And I think I was basically told to pound sand because they're gone. So that's another item that's going to go quick, but super cool and neat. And this one's got you said light on it now too?
Yeah. Light, charging,
sweet. So
all
some
the good stuff. Charge your phone off of it.
Awesome upgrades. The old one I love. I have a couple of those. I'm going to run them, but this new one's got some cool upgrades.
Yeah, pretty cool little item. Moving into more of our technical side of catching fish, I'm just going to open this.
Do it.
They're not going to be happy with me, but
I don't work here anymore.
Yeah, I'll take the blame. This is the vertical rattle reel. So we're all familiar with your standard rattle reels that go from a wall out over your hole. This one is actually designed to be mounted directly above a hole. So primarily for your wheelhouse fishermen, skid house fishermen, it's always about eliminating tripping over these lines, getting the lines caught on something, and oftentimes you can mount these in a position where you just couldn't tip or another rattle reel. I know I've seen in skid houses mounted all the way up on the ceiling, so you can easily grab that line wherever you're at. Turn around and grab the line, you can mount it underneath tables. A lot of these wheelhouses have tables where you're sitting, put it underneath it. This whole mechanism here, the actual wheel was upgraded last year on a regular rattle reel. It's got a little tension knob. It's balanced appropriately. Honestly, if you're in the wheelhouse game, or heck, I guarantee you people will find a way to mount these in hub houses. Actually, could you imagine that right in the middle of your hub house?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Just thought of that. A lot of places to mount it. It's a good
hard
tool.
shack. I mean, like
hard shack.
The nice thing about this too with the ClamLock is you can put this puck above the hole and you can take these off. If you're like, hey, I'm not going to rattle reel for a few weekends, you can get these out of sight, out of mind, and not worry about bumping them at all. And then when it's time, you just kind of slide them back this direction, lock it back in, and boom. Yeah, that's sweet.
So that's a brand new product this year. I like that one a lot. Okay, moving forward here, I'm just putting all this stuff down here.
Chuck it,
pick it up later, testing its durability. Kind of another one that's not super new, but how we're presenting it is new. Extreme Ice Anchor Bucket. There's actually 25 of them. How many have you lost over the years, Matt? Ice anchors. Don't lie to me.
Lost, broke.
This is how Matt adds structure on Lake Minnetonka.
It's one of those things where, our end result is to try to always get them out of the ice, and there's sometimes I can't, or we drive over them and they're bent. You go through some ice anchors on a hard ice season, I'll be honest. And I don't care what brand you have or what you do, but that's just the nature of the beast. So this is like a bulk bin.
It's a bulk bin. This is what you're going to see at the sports store when you're picking up bait. Let's say you're at Tuts on Mille Lacs and your hub house just blew away because you didn't anchor it properly and you lost your anchor. Something weird happened. You got to replace a couple of them. You can grab the extremes. They're the upgraded ones. Basically, it's just like an easier way where you don't have to get a new hub house or a new ice anchor kit. Just grab your 1 or 2 and go.
I'll just grab the bucket.
Or in Matt's case, you can take the bucket, whatever. You just buy the bucket.
No, it's ice anchors are a necessity, and you don't realize you need them until you don't have them. And I've had days where it's like, man, I wish I had a couple more. Like I have 3 or 4 left. I got a big shack, and wind changes direction and this and that. So it's not hard, especially with the ice anchor tool. Snap it on there, put on your cordless drill, zip them in there. Like I've been known at times to often over anchor down a fish house. Maybe that's just the guide in me. I don't want anything to happen. Because I've seen so many days to where we get a nice northwest wind that shifts to a easter wind that shifts to a south wind all in a matter of 6 hours. So having extra ice anchors is cool, and I think it's great that you can swing into a bait shop and just grab 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I need a couple extras. I want to throw them in there, this or that. Love it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Like
ice anchors, pretty cool.
Whose idea was that?
I think it was Tom Walter.
Good
Engineers
Tom.
think these guys are thinking ahead. We're just thinking they're thinking before, we're thinking after. We're scrambling, they're already got it prepared.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, what else do we got here? Let's keep talking technical-ish stuff. We got a new aerator. Yes. Honestly, there are many aerators on the market, and they kind of all try to do the same thing, I guess at different pump rates and stuff like that. This is kind of the aerator that you can give to your buddy who's never ice fished or has never run an aerator, and he can just figure it out. It's 1 button on the bottom. It runs on, I believe, AA batteries. Let me just triple check. Yep, we got 3 AA's in there.
Simple.
It can run on, I believe, 2 or 3, which is, I thought that was weird. I'm not going to lie, but Tyler's like, yeah, you can take one of those out.
Maybe a little less output.
I think it's
in theory, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's the length of the output.
Sure, makes sense.
But if you do have I guess if you have 2 batteries and not 3, you could run them, a couple fresh ones in here and get through the weekend. But I know a lot of guys just don't want to take the time to charge stuff either. It might be easier just to pick up AA batteries at Costco and be good for 5 years.
And another cool thing about this, or any of the lithium air, even the lithium aerator that Clam makes, you can put this down your hole, and it keeps your hole from freezing up. That's a little thing that we've seen, and I don't even know guys and gals that tip up fish.
Yeah,
they'll turn this thing on, put it by their tip up, run it down their hole, keep their hole freezing. So it doesn't just work as an aerator. This will actually keep your hole from freezing up.
Perfect.
So just a little insider tip that I've seen work on a numerous times. So kind of cool. But this is simple. I mean,
we're not breaking ground with it. We're just kind of simplifying it.
Yeah, my kids could figure this out.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
He's going to graduate high school.
Just push this button and you got air.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, okay, sweet.
If Jack can figure it out, I guess we're going to call it good. Yeah.
What else? Scuba diving with it next week, but thinking it's an air chamber. But whatever.
Let's talk these HD tackle boxes.
Yeah.
This is one that I was honestly pretty excited to see the first time they came around, and I think we had a vote at one point if we should have these or not. And because whoever was in charge was kind of on the bubble, do we need this? Does the ice fishing community need this? And I think everyone's hand rose up when we saw how it works. So we have magnetic slots in here, which works really well for all of your hooks, your spoons, anything that'll, grab that magnet, the metal, to keep it from rattling around. We pay so much for these jigs nowadays that we don't want the paint being chipped off just on our ride out in our snowmobile or snow dog before we can even start fishing.
Right.
So it locks your stuff in there, and in the event that you're tying a jig and you kick this off of your knee, they won't all fall out. It's pretty darn cool. I know we were using it last year at the Crappie Chronicles a little bit, and there you could literally just hold them up just like this, and the pinheads weren't falling out.
I like it.
So pretty cool, and that's just one of them. So we got the bigger slots here, and we have the smaller slots here. If you're going from your smaller panfish spoons to probably your walleye size spoons or tikka minnows, whatnot, you can do it all with that. And it's got the rubber O-ring all the way around to keep the moisture out. And it's got these little rubber pieces here to keep it from sliding. It's just thought through properly, for ice fishermen.
This one's got the slots for tungsten jigs and then
Tungsten jigs.
magnetic holders on the back. So
Yeah, like that's your panfish
I like it.
case right there. I'm getting one of those. If you have more tungsten than that, like I'd say you're probably a collector, which is a good thing. Yeah, like Matt or Tony Froying or a lot of guys.
Tony.
But and on the backside, throw your pinheads in there.
Yeah.
You're locked in. So we've had the slim boxes for a while. We've had regular jig boxes. We just kind of put it all together and made like the best jig
addition.
box in the industry.
Nicely done.
Yep. So let's drop these down here.
This is all going in my truck when we're done.
Yeah. Wink. You have to ask Addie about that or Greg. Let's
I got
talk.
my running shoes on.
Let's talk that backpack. That's a big one. This is a brand new product to the Clam lineup. We have had the Extreme Ice backpack before, which was kind of a big, bulky style backpack. And as we know in the fishing industry, everything's always leans towards being more mobile.
Run and gun.
And that is what this backpack was made for.
I like it.
I got to use this. I don't know if you did last year, Matt.
I did not. It's really well thought out.
So it's made for ice fishing. How I like to fish is I have a snowmobile. I have a 2-up seat on it, but on my 2-up seat, I actually put my live scope, my electronics. So I need a little more space, and I don't have a ton of awesome mounts on my snowmobile. Like I just got enough to get by. So I don't have a ton of crates and tubs. I put all of my stuff in here. My auger batteries, my slim tackle boxes. We actually have rod holders in here. Want to open up that side right there, Matt?
Options for rods.
Yeah. So if you look here,
oh yeah, look at
there's
that.
rod holders where you put the butt end of your rod here. It actually grabs the pole, and your rod can sit outside of this flap when you're going spot to spot, hole to hole. It's thought through well. Yep. It's got a solid base on it. Also, at the same time, if you don't have anything in it, it can kind of collapse down nicely. So if you're gonna maybe you're driving up to Bemidji and you have a big tote, a big tub of stuff, you can flatten this thing inside there. It kind of is just tailored for the ice fisherman to every capacity. On the front side, let's turn it around this way, Matt. These are over large straps to go over your ice armor suit. Right here we have a buckle that snaps together so this thing just can't fall off your back. I know you didn't get to use it, Matt, but I got to use it, and I'm fairly critical of a lot of our equipment, and I thought this one was a no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if anything, store your stuff to and from the lake. Like my kids like backpacks. They use all kinds of stuff. They just know they can grab that one piece of equipment that's got all their stuff in it, and they go to the truck. I see some guys and gals get ready for a morning of fishing, and they're in and out of their garage 17 times because tackle bag, rod bag, this, that,
Snacks.
tools, snack. Well, you load everything up in this the night before, you grab that one bag and you go.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the efficiencies of these tackle bags and these rod bags and storage compartments like this is that you just have efficiency. And for me, you got rod in your hand, extra one on your back, all your tackle, what you need for a day of fishing. And
I do also know when I'm driving a snowmobile, I can be slightly reckless at times as far as like with how much gear I have on, which isn't reckless in general, but like with how much equipment I have. I think the safest spot is probably on my back because I know if I'm on the snowmobile that my gear is safe. So if I'm on the snowmobile, it means my backpack is on the snowmobile, nothing's bouncing around, and I'm good to go. Whereas if I put something in my tub, even in a crate, like I've had so many times where I look back, try to grab a rod, and I'm like, whoa, where did my rod go? Time to backtrack. Or where is my Vexlar? One time I had my live scope bounce out. Not proud of that.
And this is my first time seeing this. Simple, effective, efficient. Yeah, absolutely see a place for this in fishing.
Yep.
No problem. I see my kids grabbing this and using it all year round. Now, they're not going to put a summer rod in there. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not trying to sell this like, oh, you can put your summer rod. Just something where they keep their tackle in the summertime too, riding to the lake, doing whatever. So, no, good addition.
Cool stuff. Over to ice armor here. So we don't have anything new as far as suits. We got the Delta suit, Ascent suit, Rise, the women's Rise, the palm hats, all that good stuff. I mean, let's be honest here. We had a couple bad ice seasons as far as having availability to go ice fishing, which slowed things down in general. So there's still some product left over, and you can't have new stuff every single year, especially in a lot of these bigger items. So those stay the same, but we couldn't stop Sean from making more gloves.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
why not?
Yeah, gloves are awesome, and you can have all different kinds of pairs. So right here we have the Extreme Mitt. We have had Extreme mitts and gloves before, but these are truthfully really darn effing extreme.
I got to wear these and play with these last year a few times. I know these are some of the items I definitely got to put through the ringer. Drew and I were talking before we started this podcast, just looking at some of this stuff. I mean, these like hug your hand. They're like, there's no way I can explain to you on a podcast how it feels to put on a pair of gloves that have PrimaLoft lining, that
we got this fleece inside here.
It is so incredibly comfortable.
Yes. Again, what we do at Clam is we design stuff. Our engineers design stuff for ice fishing, and these were designed for ice fishermen. These aren't your dad's old choppers or your grandpa's beaver skin, gloves. These are designed for ice fishermen. Specifically these ones right here, the mitts, these things are beasts.
Yeah.
These are what you're going to wear when you drive across Lake of the Woods, Red Lake. You're doing a 5, 10, 20 mile rip. You want these. I might not be picking up a Spooler Elite combo,
right,
but I know my hands are going to be warm when I get to go fishing, get to my spot.
Yeah.
And Matt mentioned PrimaLoft. These all have PrimaLoft. It's kind of the pinnacle as far as insulation goes amongst the market. The insulation is, it's put places on these hands, the palm, the back, to where it makes sense, so it's not all bunched up in one spot. And yeah, these are kind of the Mac Daddy of the bigger gloves. I know a lot of guys just want to have the biggest, warmest gloves because there's nothing worse than cold hands. You can do it the extreme.
Yeah. And it's nice, like Drew said, you may not be fishing with one of these, but we're oftentimes doing things before we fish, setting up a fish trap, setting up a hub, ripping to your spot, loading your pickup truck, shoveling your driveway so you can go fishing. That's where a lot of these come into play. To me, there's always a two-part approach to your glove system. You have this extreme mitt, the extreme glove, depending on your favorite way of doing it. Some guys and gals want fingers, some want the mitt, each their own, right? So that's kind of your step one. Then you go to your step two, which is what Drew's going to talk about, and there's a lot of varieties of these too. This just happens to be a new model, but then you have more of your get after it and work / fish. You're more of your functionality, dexterity, movement, grab the rod and reel, actually fish with it.
Yeah.
And that's where more of these style come
Expedition gloves, another new revamped one here in the Ice Armor lineup. It's got the goat skin on the palm here, which you can really feel the dexterity, how the sensitivity through it and its quality. PrimaLoft, where it needs to be, not as warm as these ones, but they're not expected to be this warm. Honestly, like, for ice fishing, phenomenal, clearly, but like this one I might wear every day more often than not. Like, these might live in my car if I'm going to a hockey game or something. They feel nice. They're one thing that Sean told me. So Sean is the guy in charge of ice fishing or ice armor rather. He thinks of everything. He thinks of how long the gap needs to be between fingers, because I'm sure you guys have had gloves on that just don't reach down. Right. You think they're too
feel like
small.
You got webbed hands.
Yeah, like the little nitpicky aspects like that he thinks of. How the side tapers here. I know on, like, here's an example. This is a great example of Sean. Right here, this piece, I don't even know what the material is called, but it is softer than the rest. Do you know why? It's so ice fishermen can wipe their nose when you're freezing outside cold, because your nose drips. Little things like that is what makes ice armor so cool and makes Sean, know what he's doing, essentially. So
makes sense.
It's all thought through. Everyone seems to have a point in their life where they buy a pair of cheap gloves or use some, cheap ones you get in the dollar bin. These are not that.
Right.
These are for the person who is going ice fishing and knows what they're doing and knows what they want and don't want cold hands.
Absolutely.
So extremes,
good additions to the lineup.
Expeditions, PrimaLoft. Don't overthink it. Simple stuff.
I like it.
Okay. Lastly, this is kind of the big one for the year. This is what's been getting all the. Actually, no. We'll talk about it, I guess, since we're this far. We do have more other things, but this is the Watchtower lighted Tip Up.
Yes.
Tip Ups haven't really come a long ways in the last 10, 15 years. I mean, they're kind of the same design. Not saying this is entirely different, but how this Tip Up operates is different. So it comes in a box. Within the box, we have a padded circle disc carrying case, I guess you could call it. It might be insulated too. Protective. You open up this case, and here you have your Tip Up. So it's a thermal insulated Tip Up, fits over a 10-inch hole, no problem. The cool thing about the Watchtower is this flag mechanism. You press the on button here, and it goes red. Put it down, turns off. So if you're fishing outside at night or even during the day, we can see this thing from a long ways away.
See, I could see that during the day too.
It gets tripped and you can boom, see your tip up. So it goes red, green, blue, off. It seems so simple, but actually we used this last year. I know we pike fished on Lake of the Woods and it performed just fine. Obviously walleye fishing at night, phenomenal. No more messing around with the little added tip up lights. You can see this from 360 degrees around too. So this is an LED strip. It wraps all the way around. There's a wire that runs through the flag down into the power compartment here. Runs off a couple batteries. It was actually funny. So this one's been sitting in here since last winter. And I took it out of the bag the other day, popped the flag up, boom, it starts popping red. I was like, oh my God, this thing's been turned on for like 6 months. Still had battery.
Yeah.
So
well, those LEDs got to draw next to nothing.
Pretty much nothing.
I mean, that I would imagine a set of batteries at least the whole winter would last you the
basically,
whole winter.
Yeah. As long
Unless
as
you catch as many fish as Drew, then the lights are going off.
If you catch
all
like
the time.
2, yeah, totally. And you can tuck that flag down in here just like that. No big deal.
I like it.
But Tyler, our guy in charge of this stuff, he's a Wisconsin guy.
Looks good.
What do Wisconsin guys love doing? They love tip-up fishing.
Drinking beer and eating cheese.
Yeah, and watching the Packers while they chase flags. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because they're losing, so they chase flags.
Tyler made this spool impeccable for ice fishing. Basically, there's no handle on here like you've seen with the previous tip-ups, because if you're fishing shallow water and a fish pulls it straight sideways, you can actually get that line wrapped around the handle and the fish could literally yank the hook out of his mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. We have a stopper, so this guide can't spin all the way around. It actually hits that stopper to where we've had times if you don't have the stopper, you can actually spool this. You can freeline it because this thing will literally just slide all the way around. So he put all the thought into it. Basically, what can go wrong, Tyler fixed it on this tip up.
I like it.
That being said, you don't want to drive over it with your truck. Like, it is a mechanical device here, but for the most part, pretty darn cool tip up. It's the newest on the market for us.
That's sweet.
I think
that'll do well.
I think it's $120. So it's a premium tip up. This isn't like your cheap one you get at the gas station beforehand and try to catch a fish. If you're serious into tip up fishing, the Watchtower's pretty darn cool.
I like it.
And like we were saying earlier, it comes in the protective case, kind of like you would with your live scope. Just put it in the case, keep it safe.
And that goes into a 5-gallon bucket, so you could stack.
Goes into a 5-gallon bucket.
4 or 5 of them inside a bucket, and away you go.
Away you go.
That's slick.
The Watchtower, pretty darn cool. At the same time, we do have the other tip up still in the lineup, but this one's going to be the one that most people are going to run.
I dig that.
Okay.
And I saw you guys release this online the other day. It was talked about, so people might already know about it. It might already be on your wish list for Christmas.
It probably should be, and we were actually pleasantly surprised with how much people liked it. We're just like, oh my God, like I wish we had these available right now.
Yeah. Well, think about how many times you're tip up fishing at night. When I'm tip up fishing, I'm either like on a daytime guide trip trying to catch a pike or a bass, but we're really not as focused on them. We're chasing bluegills and crappies. But when tip ups really, really, really matter, in my opinion, is when you're more specifically using the tip up, not just as a byproduct of your day, if that makes sense. And a lot of times that's when the sun's going down, right? Prime time, probably trying to catch a walleye. You're on your spot, you're set up, you're not moving, you're committed, and you want to put your best foot forward. Having a system like this in place where you can see the lights, you can see the things. I've dealt with other light contraptions before in tip ups. Half of them don't work, half of them stop working, half of them. I've had flags up that when I go to check them to see if they're frozen over or not, don't know they're up because it's dark out and the light never tripped.
Yeah.
So this system here intrigues me, and I'm excited about it because it, again, answers a problem I think some of us have. Plus you have, reading through the lines and listening to you chat about this, the best of all components too. So it's not like you just put a really fancy light on this cheap tip up. You put a really fancy light on this top of the line tip up.
Yeah.
And I think that is something anglers need to listen to, is it's not like you got this really cool contraption that lights up and then everything else is junk. Because I've heard that in the past with people. Oh, that's cool, but what about that? Tyler, who's the R&D, one of the guys at Clam, put a lot of thought into the whole piece of this puzzle.
Yeah.
So that's intriguing to me. I'm excited. Yeah. That's a quality product.
Yeah. I think funny too, we were talking, Tyler's a Wisconsin guy. Red's a great color for running at a flag. Let's just be honest. Green. I was like, Tyler, what? Green, really? I'm like, wait. This is because you're Wisconsin, you're a Packer fan. And he's like, he started chuckling a little bit. I'm like, I know what you were doing with that.
I also think it's nice. What I would do with mine, and this is my geeky brain, is I would have like, oftentimes when I tip up fish, I bring suckers, shiners, fatheads, a variety of things. I would have like the shiners green, the suckers red, the fatheads blue, just to know maybe what goes up, or depth. I may see the red goes up. Hey, that's our deep tip up. You know, that's our deeper tip. That had the big minnow on it or whatever. So you could have some fun with it too. You could also, if you have kids that are competitive, you may literally look at the kids and say, okay, little Johnny, you're red. Okay, Susie, you're blue. Okay, Timmy, you're green. Now they can't fight for whose is whose. When it goes up, it's like, all right, yours is blue. Go get it. So
the point you just made with the baits is that I haven't thought about that yet, because I know on Lake of the Woods, you're always thinking like, okay, that one we had a smelt, that one was a alewife, this one was a sucker, but you always seem to just forget which one was which throughout the day. But if you knew, okay, smelt is blue, green is alewife, red is live sucker, then you can kind of create that pattern a little more.
Yeah, you may go when the day's done. We caught 7 pike and 6 were blue.
Yeah,
you know, no, just
totally.
Again, that's just the geeky ice fishing person in us.
Yeah, but again, the theme. Guys who know tip-up fishing, they're making the tip-ups. Guys who know, ice armor and cold weather, they're making the ice armor.
Yep.
We're just trying to look.
I love it.
We're trying to look good.
I love it.
From our end. Yeah. So you got to turn. You got to be a little. See, look how sensitive that is. I guess.
I love it.
Keep it just like that, and the moment that sucker trips, boom. And we are going to turn it off before we put it back in the case. And you just slide the deal right back in there. Lock it down.
Simple.
Fly again. Call it good. Like, as a guide, you feel better about having this than throwing it in a bucket, don't you?
I have tip-up graveyards in my garage.
Me too, man.
And it's honestly, it's nothing more than the heat of the battle. I mean, I probably could not, if I took better care of my tip-ups, I probably wouldn't break any all winter. But in the heat of the battle, after a long day on the ice of guiding or whatever, and everything's frozen, everyone's tired, I get a little complacent, and I'm like, oh, darn it. I should have known better than to pull that tip up out like that.
Yep.
So.
Okay, lastly here on the table, we have 3 new socks from Ice Armor. Back to Sean. This is our liner sock. I guess first I should say these are all merino wool.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about Primaloft being the best, merino wool is known as the best directly on your skin insulation. Wicks moisture, doesn't smell, like fishing with Matt, terrible.
Oh, yeah.
The car ride after.
Hop in my truck.
Yeah. So these are all made of a merino wool blend. I know they're at least 80% merino wool, I believe. We have the lightweight liner sock. This one's supposed to go directly on your foot. First thing you put on. It's super tall. I'm not going to lie. Some of the socks I've worn throughout the years always end up at my toes at the end of the day.
Slide down.
These theoretically should get all the way up over your calf, and they're kind of tapered with some elastic right in the middle, so that doesn't wrap around your heel. If you get a sock that's just like a tube, it's going to slide down your foot. These nicer socks nowadays, they have elastic where it needs to be. And that's the liner sock, number 1.
I like that.
Hold on to that. Tell me how you think. Do you like it?
Yeah. Socks are important.
They are important. People don't think about this stuff.
We don't need to overthink it, which we clearly haven't here, right? But you also don't want to underthink it. Good pair of socks, good quality pair of boots. There's no reason in 2025, soon to be 2026 ice season, that your feet are cold. Seriously, there's not. There's no reason. I mean, there's no reason as ice anglers we should be cold on the ice with the suits, with the gloves we talked about. Now the socks, the boots, the whole system.
We have the system.
You have what it takes.
Here's the midweight merino wool sock.
I'm probably the most excited about.
So you can really see visually where Sean has put the insulation, the cushion on this. See on the bottom side, the heel here, where the pad of your foot goes and on your heel, it's thicker.
I've always been kind of a midweight guy.
You're midweight. You're not a heavyweight, not featherweight.
I'm definitely not skinny.
Exactly.
I'm kind of your midweight guy.
Yeah, so not that this really refers to your own weight, rather how much insulation is in the sock. God. So this is the mid-weight sock. I'd say this is probably like you're fishing from freezing down to let's say like 15 degrees if you got a good boot.
Yeah.
You're running this sock on your skin, slide the mid-weight one over, and you're good to go. Notice it doesn't go all the way up to your calf because this isn't meant to keep your top side of your calf warm. This is for your foot. This is your boot, okay?
These are nice.
Yes.
I haven't seen these yet till today. These are super nice.
Matt's jogger sweatpants can fit all the way down over the top of them. You'll be set. Yeah.
Jealous.
So mid-weight, merino wool sock. Love it. Made for ice fishing. And we have the big dog, the heavyweight. You can just feel it right there.
Yeah.
It's like the whole deal. The whole sock is basically as thick as the thickest parts on the mid-weight. Merino wool all the way through. This is for your days when you're like, oof, should I go ice fishing? And then I look at Matt and I'm like, hey, Matt, you're kind of a Nancy boy if you're not going ice fishing with me. Then Matt puts on his big sock and we go ice fishing.
This might be a little too warm for me.
Too warm? Too much running and gunning?
Could be wrong.
You'd rather have them?
I tell you what, I have
and not use
dozens of friends that this is going to be the sock they pick though, because everybody runs at different temperatures, right? Like I get hot, like I'm in a vest a lot on the ice, even in cold. Like I get hot on the ice. So, but I have friends who they can put on Delta suit, all the bells and whistles, and still be cold, right? So like that's where I would say a lot of ice anglers are going to probably gravitate towards this one, the heavier weight. Because they just want to be warm, or I just run hot on the ice. Yeah. I'm sweating some days. And,
if you're a guy who's going to, probably drive a ways on a machine, set up a fish trap, not move around a whole lot, the heavyweight one will appeal to you. If you're a guy on Red Lake or Mille Lacs who is running and gunning all day, you're physically sweating, you're probably going to look towards the midweight.
Sure.
But either way, you should probably have the liner sock on because it's merino wool. What that does is it sucks the moisture away from your foot. Moisture creates cold.
Yes.
You don't want that. Your cotton socks, like I'm wearing right now, they retain that moisture and they get cold.
Yep.
So you don't want your cotton socks on. Again, these are made for ice fishing. A lot of companies make merino wool socks. We're not going to lie, but we think we've done a fairly good job at creating these just for ice fishermen.
Yeah, a lot of people, their feet get cold because there's moisture in there and it gets cold. Condensation, sweat. So the merino wool that wicks it away helps with that. So I know people are like, I don't know how my feet are cold. I got 1,200 grand insulation this, and I got the nicest pair of socks on. Sometimes they have like 3 pairs of socks on, but there's nothing to wick the moisture. They take 2 pairs of these, big dog, 2 of them and throw them back to back. Not what you want to do. You want the merino wool liner sock against your skin and then your warmth sock.
And the thing too, if you have 2 pairs of giant socks on, it actually constricts your blood flow inside your boot where your blood isn't able to circulate and, bring that heat down there. It just it makes your leg numb. Like you cut off all circulation your foot. So there's a science behind it. Every time Sean tells me about it, I'm just like, huh?
And on a moderately warm day, if you have a good pair of boots, you might only need the liner sock.
Correct.
And that's it. Yeah. And then you get a day where it's like, oh boy, the high is -2. Yeah, you throw on a second pair of socks. So there's a lot of times I throw on one relatively thin layer sock underneath my boots, and I'm warm.
We know layering for our our suits and our upper body and lower body, but you need to do it with your socks too.
100%.
Because there's nothing worse than cold socks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember playing. This is not ice fishing, but playing hockey back in the day outside on the pond. You get back inside after your feet are frozen, just the pain. And the blood goes back into your feet. Oh, it's the worst.
The burning sensation. But you won't quit because you want to keep playing.
No, I'm just going to keep the grind on, My time has come to an end. Kid now it's his turn.
And look at my fingernails.
Look at you.
It's from winter.
Jeez, dude, you need to get over it. So yeah, that's in a nutshell for, I'd say about 95%. That's what we have new. There's a couple other items, but they're more just accessory ClamLock stuff that we don't have here at the moment. Actually, no, I take it back. We have one new fish house that we are selling.
Oh, yeah.
It was formerly an exclusive at a retailer. It's the X1200.
Just a little guy.
It's a beast. This thing is a giant hub house. It's 2 X600s combined.
Yeah.
Last year we were filming with it, and we fit Kyle Lynn's 4-wheeler inside of it like no big deal, and he still had half of the house to himself. If you're into ice camping, this is the Mac Daddy of it. It's literally like it might be bigger than the cabin that my family has on a lake.
It is quite giant. Large. I mean, literally an X600, 6-sided, connected to another 600.
So what does that mean?
Huge.
It's huge. It is heavy. I wouldn't say it's a one-person job. Like I'm not going to take
Yeah.
this out by myself. I need a friend who's capable of helping me hold
You're
this
not going to
thing.
hole hop with it and move around.
No. If I'm setting up though for a weekend on a Red Lake, Lake of the Woods, Leech, and I want to ice camp and be kind of, glamping, clamping and glamorous camping combined. Sure. I'm using the X1200. It is kind of bougie. So,
so the guy that won that mod event, at the Ramsey show last year, the North Metro Ice Show, had a 1200.
Really?
Remember the guy that won it with his 2 daughters?
Yeah, he had like a bed in
setup.
there.
Yeah, that's what he had set up. That's what he did.
Yeah, we could be filming in it right now, and we could push the camera back another like 15 feet still.
Yeah, and then what I see anglers do, you can certainly bring yourself and 10 of your buddies and all fish in it. It's that big. Mm-hmm. But what they do is they use one whole side, 1 6x6 for camping. They put a nice floor down, cots, TV, whatever you want.
Cooking.
And then the other side, they have their holes, their fishing setups, all that stuff. And when it's done right, like the guy did at that show, I'll be honest, like I walked in there jealous. Like I walked in there at the time as an employee of Clam going, I want this. Yeah. Like it was very well done. And that's the current theme in this fishing business is on ice camping, right? Like that's a big thing. I mean, I see it more and more and more. And
it's a theme in and out of the fishing industry. Yeah. Camping. What do we like? I watched YouTube, and next thing I know, I'm watching some guy who's going camping in a state forest. And I'm like, I'm not the biggest camper, but that looks peaceful. Like that's what people do.
Yep.
There was one time in my life where we lived in an apartment down in Hopkins, and all I wanted to do was get out of that apartment and go somewhere in the wilderness, go camping, and you can do it with these ice houses as well. Yep. In the winter, which is cool. It's not
pack
just
it all up in the bed of your truck. You're not towing anything.
Yeah, exactly, man. So we have a new ice house, the X1200. I'll probably throw some B-roll of it. It was out last year, kind of at retailers, but now we are selling them by the masses online.
Another item that I would bet will sell out.
It will.
So
it's
I'm
the biggest and the baddest.
It will sell out. So if that's something you're into and you want to jump into one, and you start hitting up the show season, or you're looking at the Clam website when everything gets launched. Again, not to be sales pushy. I just know, get it. Don't wait. Don't even wait for Christmas. Just get it.
Yeah.
I feel like definitely sell out.
Just based on the pulse I'm getting from the ice market right now, it's like I think people really want stuff. Like they just want it. They don't want to wait.
Yeah. 100%.
They're kind of over. I'm almost over summer, and I'm looking towards the next season. Yep. I think the average consumer and the average fan of ice fishing is in the same boat.
I think even throughout the summer, I mean, I look at throughout the summer on the boat, a lot of my clients want to talk ice fishing.
Yeah.
In June and July, and they want to talk ice fishing. It's still top of mind. It's still an important part of their season. They want to know what's new, what's going on, what are some tips and tactics. Like, it's still something. I bet you a week does not go by where I don't spend an hour or two talking ice fishing with clients in the boat.
Well, you're an ice fishing guy.
It's just weird. People are wired that way.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, the crowd is great. It's buzzing. Yeah. I think, we hope we have a good ice year. I think last year in general was a great ice year. We don't want a ton of snow. We want cold weather early. We want it to last throughout close to April.
Yeah.
But the buying season, if you want to get this new stuff, happens. It's before ice even starts. Basically,
it's going to start trickling out probably October. Seems to be when you start seeing it on the shelves and stuff. Is that about right?
Yeah, the shell. I mean, it's available online.
Maybe online, before that.
Like we mentioned earlier, a lot of the ice armor, a lot of the ice houses, there's leftover from prior years at retailers in our warehouse right now, so it is available. A lot of this stuff will be hitting the shelves soon. It's on our website.
You've pushed out some incredible deals in the last few weeks on the Clam website.
Yes, and it's
one-person shacks. I just saw something that went out.
There's some the
crazy deals,
X100s, the Keen Eyes, a lot of this stuff. So just to be totally honest with people, we are also affected by tariffs and just the economy in general. We've done our best on our side to keep these prices from jumping through the roof. You'd be surprised at how it all shakes out to be.
Can't control some of that.
But some of these shacks, we've just left them at last year's pricing.
That's awesome.
So
get on one.
Yeah, the one man's. If you ever considered getting a one man, you should probably just do it right now.
Well, and to be honest, another thing we don't think about, it's relatively comfortable in the evenings right now to sit in your garage and build a one-person fish house.
Oh
if you wait until Thanksgiving weekend, you may not want to go outside into your garage and build a fish house. So if you find a good deal on something, summertime, cold beer, turn the radio on,
Plastic
sit down,
isn't frozen.
build your fish house in the next couple months, and you're ready to go. That's just another little sidebar. So I got a question for you.
Yeah. Hit me.
There's all kinds of cool stuff we just saw.
Yep.
If they said, Drew, you can take, let's not look at the most expensive or this, just like your favorite. What new item are you walking out of today? If they're like, pick one of the new items, it's yours, take it to your car, what are you grabbing?
Okay. From what we talked about, and I work at Clam, so I do have access to a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of ice fishing stuff, but the one thing that I don't have right now at my house in my ice fishing arsenal would be the backpack. And I can honestly say that I have a lot of the gadgets and the knick-knacky stuff and the rods and the tackle boxes that I can get by with, next year. But having this backpack, I just got my snowmobile last year, kind of decked out how I wanted it. It's like a 94 Pantera. It's pretty sweet. But I don't have room on it.
It is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I have hockey sticks mounted on it that hold up my bracket, that hold up my bucket. But I just don't have room for all my other stuff. So if I can throw it on my back in this slim backpack and go bomb around, I'm going to do it. Yeah. This is a necessity piece. I have the shuttle mounts and stuff like that. I would say the tip up, but I was just going to say I'll get that later when I confirm I'm going tip up fishing. But after saying that, I know they're going to sell out. So I also should probably just get that too. But yeah, if you told me I had to pick one, it'd probably be this slim backpack.
I honestly, I'd probably take the backpack as well.
Really?
And the reason I say it is because I think there's some efficiencies there. I mean, one way my brain went right away with the backpack is I look at on a day on the ice, let's say I got a couple guys I'm taking fishing. I mean, pie in the sky, I would get like 4 of these. And when you get out of your truck or meet me on land and you're fishing with me for a day, I would hand each of you your own backpack. So there'd be 2 combos in each one. There'd be a thing of baits. There'd be maybe a hand warmer, maybe some plastics. Who knows? Yeah. Just an ice scoop, a smorgasbord of stuff. Okay, here's your backpack. Here's your flasher.
Your stuff is in here that you need.
And go. And they can throw that over there because all my clients that go fishing with me know you're probably not going to be in a fish house. Yeah. Now, if it's 10 below, maybe. Majority of them know they're going to probably be running and gunning. Now, we do some group stuff where there's 7, 8, 10, 12 guys and gals together in hubs. They're out there to have team building, catch some bluegills. Great. But a lot of my trips are, we're going to cut 100 holes. We're going to chase them down. And now I can just say, hey, here's your backpack. Here's your backpack.
There's 2 tackle boxes in there.
You got everything you need to chase bluegills right now in that backpack, including the couple rod combos. Let's go. Yeah. That's really intriguing to me. I think that's pretty darn cool.
I feel like in general, like you book I wouldn't book a fish. I feel like I'm, self-sufficient in how I fish around here. Like I don't need to have a fishing guide unless I'm like straight up looking for a spot, which I wouldn't do anyways. But if I go to Lake Michigan, I'm going to book a fishing charter because I don't have a boat that can go on Lake Michigan.
Right.
A lot of people don't have an ice house or the equipment needed in one shot.
Sure.
So if you can give them everything in one shot, which you could fit in this bag, that's pretty cool.
Well, I think, you load up 4 bags, you have rods in each one, tackle, and you put them in the back of your truck, and you literally just go here. Everything you need is in that bag. If you want to switch rods, you got one on your back. Go. You can hole hop, you can kneel down. It's out of sight, out of mind. Oh, man, I just broke off on a pike. No problem. There's a dozen more tungsten jigs in the back of that backpack. Swing it around, retie, swing it back over your shoulder, hands free, go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an intriguing thing. Otherwise,
we didn't even roll through how many pockets are in this thing. It's wild.
I mean, all these new items, I can see a place and time for no questions asked.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff this season.
A lot of cool stuff. We noticed we didn't talk a whole lot about tackle or plastics or even rod combinations. Yeah. Again, like we've got so much stuff in the warehouse. There's a lot of retailers that have this stuff. And to tell you the truth, like you can't really one up the pinhead every year.
No. I mean,
like
the lineup such a good bait. CPT and rods, I mean, they deserve a second year.
They do.
For sure, without any changes. That's just my opinion. And, there's so many great products that came out within the last year or two that I need to continue to use them. And honestly, there's ones that I forgot about from 2 years ago. A specific color, a specific style that maybe got overlooked. So, from my perspective, I appreciate the fact that I can just kind of get through some of the tackle I've been leaning on the last couple of years.
Yep.
And put it to work again another ice season.
Yeah. So that in a nutshell is everything that we got new coming out this 2025-2026 ice fishing season at Clam. We had a little bit of chat about just what we're all up to this summer. I mean, again, we're going to call this like our ice preseason special episode potentially.
Call me whatever you want.
Pretty much, I can call Matt whatever I want. Okay, well, we'll go off air sometime. No, but yeah, it's been good. We are looking forward to ice. I mean, that's why we're here right now talking ice. Yeah. The industry needs it. The anglers need it. We're buzzing. And we're looking forward to a good ice season. Yeah,
it's going to be here before you know it.
I'm sure you'll see a lot more videos of Matt before we even get close to early ice.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
I know. We're going to have to shave your beard or something.
Yeah, I mean, kids go back to school in 4 weeks from today. At least my kids, like I said, before you know it, it's going to be fall. We're going to be truly thinking ice.
Yeah.
And it's better to be prepared than to have Thanksgiving weekend hit and go, man, we got ice. Yep. And you're not ready. So think about it, live it, sleep it, breathe it, follow along on the Clam stuff. There's a lot cooking.
Awesome. Well, there's our preseason special here from the Ice Team Podcast.